We're going to be solving proportions today. And proportions are ways to write ratios and fractions. A little bit more clear. So I think you'll recognize it pretty easily, at least the first ones that we do. So we have 5 over 8 equals x over 12, and you're looking for x. I have heard some teachers call it the butterfly method. What you do is you cross multiply, you multiply the sides, so 8 times x is 8x, and then you multiply 5 times 12, which is 60. And then to solve for x, now you're just in a normal equation, so you divide by 8 on both sides. You are going to get a decimal. It is okay to get decimals. And you get 7.5. Okay, so here's another problem. X over 1.12 equals 1/5. So again, I always start with wherever the x is and multiply that part first. So you get 5x. And then I multiply the other part. And it's always an equals between it. So then to solve it, you're going to divide both sides by 5. You get 0.224. So a couple things going on here. We have negative 6x over 27 equals 43. That doesn't look like a fraction, but to make it look like a fraction, you just put it over 1. The negative, you just have to decide whether you want the negative with the 6x or the 27. It doesn't matter as long as you put the negative with one of the things. I'm just going to leave it with the 6x, so when I go across, I'm just going to carry that negative with it. And then I'm going to have 27 times 43. Divide both sides by negative 6. Okay. Now, some of the problems that you'll see do look a little bit more complicated, but still the process is not very difficult. Okay, I'm going to multiply with where the x is first. So I'm going to take the 9 and multiply by both things. Instead of just taking 9 and multiplying by x, I have to take 9 times x and 9 times 2. So we would get 9x plus 18 equals, and then cross multiply this way, so you get 24. Just make sure that on this part right here that you do 9 times x plus 2. Okay, and then you're at a normal equation. Subtract 18 on both sides. Divide by 9. Again, you will get decimals, or even if you want to leave them as fractions, that's okay as well. But that's what we get on that problem. Okay, similar problem as the last. Remember the negative, it can go with the 5 or the 7. I'll just leave it with the 5, but it could go wherever. Again, I always start with wherever the x is. And the 7 has to be multiplied by the 3x and the 5. So 7 times 3x is 21x. 7 times 5 is negative 35. And then we do this side as well. Negative 5 times 4. Okay, we're going to add 35 on both sides. And you're going to divide by 21. You won't always get decimals, but a lot of these do have decimals, so it's okay to see that. Okay, so here's another one, and on this one, we have x's on both sides. So interestingly enough, you have to think about what happens when you have x's on both sides. So here, start with whichever. 2 has to be multiplied by the x and by the 2. So you would get 2x minus 4. Alright, over here, the 4 has to be multiplied by the x and by the 4. So 4x plus 16. Okay, now you want to get your x's together and your numbers together. So if I move the 4x over here, and then add 4 on both sides, and then divide by negative 2. Okay, I've got one more that I want to do with you. I'm going to squeeze it in right here. It's similar to the last one, just written a little differently, but I just wanted to show it to you just to let you know that just because it's written differently doesn't mean that it's any different. So you're going to multiply again crossways. The 8 has to be multiplied by the x and the 1. And then here you multiply crossways 10 times both of those. Okay. And then from there, just solve and get the x's together and the numbers together. So I'm going to subtract 8x on both sides. I could have subtracted 10x just to be like the last one, but I thought I would just show it to you differently. Subtract 20 on both sides. Divide by 2. And then you get x equals negative 14. So you can get negatives, positives, decimals, whatever kind of numbers that you want.